This could be the biggest summer for Manchester United and Ineos. Michael Carrick guided United back to Champions League, but will now be competing on four fronts, which means that it's all on Ineos now to ensure that we're able to compete on all four fronts. We saw how an ambitious attacking lineup last summer really helped us get firing again in front of goal. Got Shesko, who got 11 goals, Cunha, who got 10 goals, and Bumo got 10 goals as well. But now we need to be aggressive with the midfield overhaul. We need to add quality and depth, maybe trim the squad even a little bit along the way. Sometimes a little bit, it is addition by subtraction sometimes. It's a big task. But that's what Ineos signed up for, and fans will not let them get away with another lackluster window without a midfielder. So what would be a good window? Who should we target? How much would we spend? Who would you target? That's what we're going to do. You guys know where I'm going with this, you guys. Myself, Dylan, and Ian, we are taking on the roles of Barada, Wilcox, Vavel today. You guys can decide who you think is which in that one. But we have a budget. We have rules. We have all sorts of stuff. We have our targets, most importantly. And we are sharing all of them today with our 225 million pound rebuild video as each of us goes on a little bit of a summer spending spree. Now, preface this, right? This is not what we think United are going to do. This is what we would do if each of us was director of football and in charge of our targets. This is how we would spend that money. So keep that in mind as we go along. If you guys are like, oh, well, United are doing this, like, this is what we would do. And we'll give reasons for that. And it's up to you guys. If you ever played apples to apples, we defend our case. You guys can help us decide. So that's what we're going to do, you guys. But we're going to jump in, you guys. Make sure you like the video, please. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you are new. And we will be back here in a hot second. How's it, gentlemen? How you guys doing tonight?
Good, boss. Yourself?
Just living the dream, man. Living the summer Michigan life. Dylan, you're almost done with school, aren't you? You ready to get out of here?
Oh yeah. It is time. We're all sick of each other, so it cannot come soon enough.
Well, we've got a big fun night. This is a good way to kind of just chill, right? Midweek, kind of have some fun, play director of football, play football manager, whatever you want to call it. It's a fun little way to do it. But we're going to talk about a little bit. We're going to go over a little bit of some announcements. We're going to talk a little news, and then I'm going to kind of lead into the whole concept of all this, you guys. I know you guys had some fun. A lot of us, each of us kind of went back and forth on our picks a little bit. Some of us more than others. Sorry. But lots going on today, you guys. First and foremost, big 20% off in the United vs. Everybody online store. For the next 7 days, you can get 20% off, you guys. Go check that out if you get a check-in. And I'm also excited to announce the United vs. Everybody World Cup fantasy competition. Not just because it's something fun for the United vs. Everybody community, but because the United vs. Everybody community is full of absolute legends. And I say that because one of them, who just popped in the chat, Rob Taff himself, has volunteered to run the fantasy league for you guys. So everyone give it up to Rob for taking charge of that, please. I appreciate him doing that.
Yeah, boy.
I did pin a link in the chat if you guys want to go ahead and join that game as well. Go overhead to that link. Now, if you haven't created a FIFA account on their Play Zone, you have to do that first, but just make sure to jump back out and click on that link again. But we want you guys to subscribe to the channel. We try to make sure that we're helping out and showing appreciation for the people in the UVE community. So just do us a favor. It's free to subscribe. I'd like to show my appreciation for that before you guys go ahead and click that link. And then there's also going to be a big prize for the winner. And that's why we really want to show our appreciation for the community members, because the prize is, if you missed the announcement last night, a brand new 26-27 Manchester United home shirt to the winner, coming from the United store to your front door. So take it seriously. Keep an eye on your picks and everything. Again, you guys have a good chance. I don't play fantasy sports all that often. So Dylan, do you do fantasy sports at all?
A little bit here and there, but not very much.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't. I'm doing it. Obviously, I'm playing. I've got my picks, but yes, go follow that link, you guys. Go join in. Again, good luck to everybody, and big up Rob Taft for taking care of that and doing that for me. I appreciate that. You guys are gonna
Rob
have a
has
much
put
more.
something in the chat today, Sean, about the rules for beginners. If you're not sure
Oh,
what's
is
good,
it?
what's bad, what you can do,
Okay.
what the pros and cons are. So yeah, he's broke it down for everyone.
Yeah, so if you're a starting 11 or Legends member, we do have a WhatsApp group, and there are some details in there as well. There's a link to go join that in the membership post if you guys want to join that in. So keep an eye on that. We'll try to get back to you guys, especially the members as well. So that'll be fun, you guys. Good luck to everybody. Big up Rob Taft once again. So I want to make sure that I'm getting all the announcements out of the way first and foremost. A little bit of fun news for everybody. If you guys haven't seen this, did you see that our 4-all draw with Bournemouth and our 3-2 win over Arsenal have been nominated for Premier League Match of the Season? We have 2 matches in there. Go vote, you guys. I went and voted. You can go vote at the Premier League page. There's tons of matches in there, but obviously we all vote for United matches. So far, actually, our 3-2 win over Arsenal is dominating the vote with like 60% of it. So, and that's 60%
Not
out of
surprising.
all of these. It's not just like, it's like 60%, and then the rest of that 40% has been split up between the rest of these matches, which is nuts. But go
Nice.
vote. Would you guys vote? Would you guys vote for that one if you guys had a choice?
I'd go to the Arsenal game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
One, because it was an amazing game, and two, because it boils Arsenal piss so much. It just does. That's why it's so high. Let's face it, even the most hated Liverpool, Man United non-fan goes, yep, because everyone hates Arsenal.
So I wasn't sure if it was AI generated or not, but I did see like like an image or something of Arsenal having to like peel off like Champions League or something off the side of their bus. Was that fake? Did you guys see it? You guys know what I'm talking about?
I've heard about it. I've not seen it. Yeah,
I would not be shocked at all.
Like they had it all set.
They would have
to go
had
and then-
something prepped. They'd have had
Yeah.
something prepped.
I think they just whitewashed it or something and put another decal over it or something instead. But again, I don't know if it was real or not. You guys in the chat can let me know if it's real. Make sure you vote too before we get stuck in, you guys, on who you might want to see go
yeah.
first. So far, everyone's voting for Ian. Not a problem there. But
Do you know what? I think that's quite real, Sean, because you know those T-shirts they come out in that says champions?
Oh, yeah.
They've got to have them already printed out. So
They do.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
we've probably threw a lot of. I had shirts made and prepped in the United vs. Everybody store that were for it was all it said was United, but the I was a Europa League trophy. I had that prepped and ready to go last season, and then I just had to completely scrap that, didn't I?
Yeah.
Because clearly didn't win that one. That was annoying.
I imagine the local Red Cross got a big donation that night.
Yeah, it was super annoying. But it is what it is. So before we dive in, before I share our transfers, you guys keep voting too. I wanted to see who you guys might think should go first. We needed to establish a bit of context and rules. You got to have rules when you play. Otherwise, it's just craziness, right? It's just chaos. Dylan, you're a teacher. You got to have rules.
Oh yeah.
So again, starting with the realistic expectation of the available funds and spending. So we got roughly £47.5 million from finishing in third place. That was our share of that. Our Champions League qualification is our guaranteed entry payment. That's a £33 million right there, right off the bat. So far, that's just over £80 million. Now we're looking at potential sales. You've got Hojlund, you've got Rashford, you've got Onana, hopefully, fingers crossed. Ugarte, Bayindir, Xerxes maybe, probably Vitek as well. Sorry, Danny, probably gonna see him go. So you could probably look maybe about 140 million combined with all those, which that's like 10 players, which kind of brings it up to 220 million. Casemiro, Malacia, Sancho wages all off of the books at the moment. So combined with upfront money, you've got 30 million in money with saved with wages there from those. So then you've got your match day revenue, your TV sponsorship, your initial kind of everything. So that all plays into it. We can all say that we need to spend a lot, but I don't think that a lot is going to happen. We don't tend to spend a lot of money. We don't tend to spend more than like 215 million. It is what it is. Ineos did go hard in the paint with the attack last summer, like I said, so maybe an argument could be made that they will do that again with maybe midfield, so there's precedent there, because they did spend a lot last summer. I think we'll be ambitious, but I don't think we're going to be crazy. I don't think we're going to be too reckless. Ineos, they're not Woodward, they're not Richard Arnold, they're not Murtaugh, so we'll see what happens. I don't think we will look at the third place prize money or the initial Champions League revenue as like found money, basically. I don't think that's how we're going to go. I don't want to dive into the SCR and all that stuff right now. It wouldn't feel as challenging or as realistic, I think, to jump into this with a £300 million budget for say. Do you guys think that 225 million is a fair bet?
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It's a good. You have to work with your money, and you'll see with all of our picks that you 100% can't just go A, B, C, D, E, F, done. That's never happening. And you have to be sensible. If we had another 75 million, I reckon I could add 3 more players to my list. So, and it would, or I could go silly and have a couple of players that I think are good players, but I think are overpriced.
Yeah.
So.
Dylan, did you find 225 million to be a good price going into this? Yeah. It's a decent budget. It's more than we tend to spend, but I do think it's more realistic than 300 million, right? So, most of the reports claim that we have 250 million. Kieran Maguire messaged me the same. There's no reason to expect we don't have that much. So with the 225 million, the 250 million that's being kind of reported, we'll call that extra 25 million. We'll call that wiggle room. We'll call that like a grace funds in case the people in the chat take umbrance with any of our prices. If they think it's going to be a little more or whatever, we'll call that wiggle room for each of us. That sounds like a little fair. It's not what we went into with, but if we go 5 or 10 million over or something, then we'll take. It's kind of like Chelsea's funds when they got to deal with their ward criminal owners.
It's market fluctuation.
So that's how you guys are going to get involved. Feel free to call us out if you think the prices are way too high or way too low.
Oh, definitely.
Get involved as we go along, and I'll put a poll up, not at the end of the stream, but after the stream ends, I'll go put a separate poll up so you guys can go vote to see which one of us did the best business. I had you guys vote. So far, Ian's winning the votes, so I'm just going to go ahead and end the poll, and we're going to just start with Ian. He was already first in line anyway with all this stuff, so let's go ahead, and I'm going to get this queued up, you guys. Make sure if you've liked, make sure you subscribe to the video, please, you guys. I appreciate everybody for just getting involved that way. Now, remember, we're not going to spend too much time on each one. Everyone's got lives and everything, but we're going to make sure we do a good job. So, let's go ahead and get started. Oh, wrong one. Sorry. I don't know how that keeps getting thrown in there, you guys.
You've got to fire your editor, I tell you.
Gotta get the gremlins in the system. Sorry, guys. A ghost in the machine, right? It's just Virgil van Dijk's highlights. All right, Ian, you ready to go?
I am, yeah.
All right, we're going to kick this off. Now, I will say right off the bat, each of us did have one player in common, so we'll let you guys figure that out as we go along. So, starting off with your first pick, Ian, take it away.
Okay, right. Well, like Sean said, this is a list we've put together, not what we think United will do, but what I think we should do. And if you guys don't agree, please do put in the chat, because this is what it's all about. So, first and foremost, I've gone for this man. I was going to say young man, but he definitely isn't that. I think he's an elite goalkeeper, still at his age.
For everybody?
Jan Sommer. He was last season at Inter. He's currently a free agent. And basically, I just think he is an absolute perfect number 2. Absolutely perfect. European experience, international experience, big game experience, big league experience. He's played in the Bundesliga, Swiss League. He's played in Italy. I'm not sure if he's played somewhere else, but basically, he's extremely experienced. And he's exactly what I think we need as a number 2. Because, frankly, last season, it was scary. Our number 2s were worse than our number 1. I mean, that was just, days like surely I will not mention his name, but we don't want to go back to that. And we all know Bayern Deer and everyone else isn't good enough. I would like VTech. Yeah. I personally, like I'm sure the chat, and especially I know Danny does, is I'd like VTech to get a go, but I feel like he wants a bit more than just cup games and maybe back up for Le Mans, and he's high value at the moment, so I see that's a cash in, unfortunately. Probably more out of necessity for him than us, but that's why I'm going for this young man, and he is just an elite goalkeeper. 78. He had 16 clean sheets and a 78.5% save ratio for Inter Milan last season. He's just reliable. Good pair of hands between the thing, and I just think he could come in and he's not going to be overawed by everything. And if you need him to do a job, he'll easily come on and do it. So that's a really basic first pick for me.
Yeah, it's a good shout. We are going to need a third keeper as well. So
absolutely.
Yeah, we'll wait till at the end when Ian does all his picks. We'll put all of his picks up, and then we'll all have a chance to kind of talk about him a little bit. So I'm going to keep going. Y'all just give me the cue when you're ready to move on to your next player, and I'll go ahead and do it.
I'm ready, yeah. Okay, now, I know I can almost hear a groan from here, but don't before you know. So, I think this young man is something we shouldn't sleep on. Cheap, need to be able to be picked up. Burnley valued him at about 25 million in the Premier League. That's about 15 million in the Championship. He is an absolute beast of a defender.
Who is he?
Young. Maxi Esteve. I always say it right. Esteve, yeah. Burnley, central defender. So Premier League experience. He's a French under-21 international. And I just think it's an easy pickup, like we all thought Senesi was, until he made a career-ending decision by going to Spurs. But anyway, that aside, this young man has got some stats that will probably quite shock you. I mean, he has an 87.9 pass accuracy for a centre-back. He's aerially dominant in the air, physically imposing, and extremely quick. 34 games, clocking over 2,937 minutes for Burnley. 221 clearances, 44 tackles, 37 interceptions, 33 blocks, 114 defensive recoveries. He has only been dribbled past 15 times all season. So when someone's taking him on one-on-one, 75% of the time, he comes out of it winning, which is incredibly high. In the Premier League, that's top 3%. Considering Virgil van Dijk was dribbled past 64 times this season.
You mispronounced his name. It's Van Diklis.
Oh, sorry. I'm always that bad. It just... Sorry. There you go. Dan Diklis. 64 times. So, putting that into consideration, considering Burnley were almost the bottom team. So, I just think he is something that we can get in on the cheap, Premier League experience, and, he's won 139 duels at 66.2%, and he's aerially dominant, but over 80 out of 93 competitive duels in the box won. It puts him in an incredibly elite bracket for centre-backs in the Premier League, making him an asset in both defensively set pieces and offensively. He, I think, also shows real discipline as a defender. Nearly an 87% pass completion. He's only 38% of his long balls are accurate, but that's not really his game. Yeah. He is an absolutely on the front foot, aggressive, ball-winning defender. And for someone who's won the ball 289 times by stepping into play, he has only been booked once.
That's a good shout. What is he? Is he French or Spanish? What is he?
He's French.
All right.
Yeah. So, I mean, I just can't look past those stats at that type of money. I mean, you could argue 20, and I still think that's an absolute bargain. He is left-footed, can play with his right foot, but he is our Maguire replacement.
No.
in another year.
How old is he again?
21.
He's not even anywhere near his prime yet, is he?
No.
Where do you think you'd be pecking order wise in United squad?
I mean, I think he's obviously going to come in and be depending on fitness, and I think that's what we all know why we're looking at defenders, because of fitness. If everybody's fit, I could easily. He's in the same box as Euro and Heaven, honestly, and he could come in and. As I say, he's played predominantly on the left for Burnley, but in situations he has played games with his right foot, so he can use both. But he is like basically a battering ram of a centre back, but he seems to have an exceptional ability to win the ball without fouling. Like nearly 118 recoveries. So it's
maybe you might be finding a diamond in the rough here in Burnley's. Maybe you should have volunteered to take Burnley then when we did our relegation show. I mean, I honestly, there's not many players at Burnley I would have taken, but it sounds like, I mean, you've kind of sold me on him. He sounds like a good little worth a punt a little bit for 15 million.
I think so.
Good shout. Ready to move on?
Yep. If I'm getting no disagreements, roll it.
A guy I know really well. Who are we looking at here, Ian?
This is our left back solution. He is Fran Garcia, and frankly, one of the most exciting, young, talented left back / wing backs in world football, in my opinion. And I know I'm not alone in that opinion. The reason we've only got him down here for 10 million at the moment for Real Madrid was, once again this season he's been limited minutes because of Furlan Mendy and insane people at Real Madrid, which has led to him refusing for a third time to sign a contract, and is in 1 year's time a free agent. In fact, June 27th his contract expires. June 27th his contract expires. So I think we can go in there and take this young man off a team that clearly doesn't want him, need to raise a little bit of money, changing of the guard sort of thing. 10 million, 15 tops, he's ours. And for those of you that don't quite know, let me just enlighten you a little bit on this young man. And I mean, obviously, like I said, limited minutes this season because of, again, Mendy, which again I don't understand, but we all know he's an incredibly dynamic, high energy, offensive machine. He is just overlap. And if you think that's his main weapon, you'd be wrong. This boy crosses the ball nearly more than anyone else. Way more than any other fullback in the top 7 leagues of European football. By hundreds. It just loves going past his man and getting the ball in the box. And he is good at it as well. Relentless energy. Anyone else? Sorry, could you say something?
No, I mean, like, you know, I've sent you the link. You know, I did that video on him a little while ago. He is a worker. He has got energy and pace to burn, physicality to burn, and he seems like he knows his job as a fullback. I've seen a lot of fullbacks who, especially in that league, especially in that team, who maybe think they're a little different. He just knows his job and he just does it. And that's how I really
exactly.
Like
He's incredibly efficient. He's just efficient, very, very solid, very consistent, hardly ever injured. And as I say, he's just high volume, high intensity, but his accuracy of passing, and 28 games this season, 87.9% pass accuracy, expected assists put him in the top 15% for fullbacks in all of Europe, even though he only played 28 games in all competitions. His incredible high volume of crosses and cutbacks led to 16 goal involvements, but it wasn't the last assist because he pulled the ball back, someone else then played it on. But his ability to take them forward, and he's incredibly used 9 times out of 10 in a game where Real Madrid need to break down a low block. Sound familiar? Well, it should, because that's what happens to us nearly every week. So what he will do is he is absolutely elite perfect from Mateus Cunha. because he will go right down here while Cunha does this, and he also loves the touchline. He loves it. He no more than 5 foot from it, very rarely. This is his zone, and he knows how to operate in it. And he will bomb past people like, he's a Spanish Nuno Mendes, in my opinion.
Yeah,
but he delivers a better cross.
I like Fran Garcia a lot. He's very, very good.
3.8 progressive carries into the offensive half per game. Nearly a 62% cross accuracy ratio. Does prefer around the centre spot if you look at a crossing map and back post. So perfect for Sesko and people to come on the way we curl the ball, the way we attack like that from each flank and we close in. He hits that position almost every time.
He's rapid too. He's got a lot of pace.
Oh, extremely quick. Yeah, his recoveries allow him to bomb up the line, and his motor. I mean, we probably haven't seen an engine on someone like that since Park Ji-sung. And yeah, I mean, the kid can run and run and run. And Real Madrid are idiots, and it will benefit us massively. And obviously now with Alvaro being there as well, he's even further down the list. So it's an easy pickup for me. Easy pickup.
I mean, it is Real Madrid. I always wonder why certain players stay at Real Madrid, why even some players sign when that position is already stacked. And the allure of Real Madrid is hard for a lot of players to turn down. But, I mean, I thought Andre Lunin probably should have left. He would have been someone I would have liked. But,
definitely.
Fran Garcia, good shout. It's worth a punt, in my opinion.
Thank you.
We'll move on to your next player here.
Yep. Okay, now this young man, everybody might not know, but I'm sure some of us do. This is Thiago Santos. He plays for Lille in the French First Division. Now, this young man is almost a carbon copy of what I've just been talking about, but on the right-hand side.
You just went fullback this summer, huh?
Oh, I'm going, because both of them, and you'll see in a minute the way I'm taking this. The same sort of thing about every player. He's extremely quick, extremely press resistant, and extremely good at progressing the ball from his third into the final third. He is a massive part of how they attack, with wingers that cut in and overlapping fullbacks. Sounds familiar? It should. So I can't stress highly enough how much both of these players would revolutionise how we attack. And both of them are also extremely efficient at winning the ball back, as I'll now demonstrate with some of these stats. So he is a crucial width provider for Lille in their team, as they have two other left-siders that are very much inverted. So he has been relentlessly tasked with producing the width. And just go and watch. And if it takes you more than 2 watches to go, yep, you need to watch a different video because you might not be watching the right one. But, I mean, honestly, it's 62% dribble success rate. He takes on his player one-on-one with an 88.7% success. He very rarely gets pressed on the ball. He is incredibly efficient at quick 1-2 movements, slick ball passing and off. He is an extremely aggressive, on the front foot, pressing fullback. He's a modern fullback in every way. Wants the ball, knows he's going to get it. He knows he's quicker than you, faster than you, and he's stronger than you too. Standing at just 6 foot, he is not the biggest, like Fran Garcia at 5'9", but what they lose in a little bit of height, they make up for in relentless work rate. And I mean, he consistently beats man, carries 4.2 carries per 90 into the opposition third. That's an elite tier for fullbacks. That's high as a Kimi.
Dylan,
let's just write that there.
I think Ian's copying you, Dylan. He's got his notebook ready to go, man. He's prepped and ready.
I've got every player. Yeah, I mean 3.1 tackles per game, 2.7 interceptions per 90. He is a front foot, high work rate defender.
I like Santos a lot. I remember I scouted him, I think, on that website I used to have several years back. I had him on there. Danny and I have spoken about him a couple times. What's his I know he was injured last year. Does he play a lot of games this season now?
He's played 32 times, 29 starts.
Yeah.
So it seems like to be over it. Yeah. I mean, nearly an 85% pass accuracy for a defender. Highly combative. Short, like I said, short, sharp, quick passing is what he's known for. Work rate, progressive, huge upgrade on what we've got at the right back. And honestly, Benjamin Sesko, if we signed the 2 fullbacks I've just said, would sit there going,
just waiting for service.
Because I mean, we've got 2 wingers that are 2 of our best players this season that both get the ball wide and drive inside. What do we want from our fullbacks? Go past him, in.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, these 2 have got it in absolute spades. It's ridiculous. So
I don't ask for much from my fullbacks. A little bit defensive nous, a little bit of ball progression, and a delivery into the boxes. To me, that's bare minimum, right? I mean,
and this is tick, tick, tick. He could cost us a little bit more than this, but Lille are not like he's a hot prospect, but they are fairly realistic with with their pricing. He doesn't seem to be in over high demand, and we have a good relationship with them. So I'm sure we can work something out for this kid.
It's a good shout. I'm gonna move on to the next one on your list.
Yep.
Everyone's favorite right now.
I'm just gonna do this. That's all. I don't need to say much else.
Oh, we've got hold on. We've got a challenge. Hold up. We got a challenge here.
I know it is. It's gonna be Danny before I even look. Yeah.
So this is in pounds. So we're doing pounds right now. So what's 30 million?
Yeah.
What's 30 million euros in pounds for all you European?
About just under 40 million.
I thought it was
40 million euros. So 30 million pounds is about 38 million euros.
Other way around. So we're looking at about 25 million. So it's probably Danny's calling out an extra 5 million on you. Do we have anybody backing that up? Dylan, do you know much about this kid? Have you seen him much about it?
I don't, but I'll trust the chat, I'll trust the group, I'll trust what you guys say.
Danny's remember, we do have a little bit of that wiggle room. Remember, we gave ourselves the initial budget. We have the wiggle room because of the 250 million that's been reported. So if you might have to use up 5 million of your wiggle room here. Are you good with that?
I'm good with that. I'm taking the challenge from Danny and accepting it.
All right. So Ian has used up his first little bit of wiggle room, 5 million in there. All right. That's how the challenge is going to work in the chat. You guys get involved in the chat. You guys are more than
welcome.
Come on, peeps. If you've seen other prices from other reputable sources, not something like Team Talk has put out or Graham Bailey or some nonsense or Samuel Butthurst.
Transfer market or something.
Rob says pounds cheaper than euros. Yeah. And it's funny, dollars is more than all of them. That's why all the outlets like to cite dollars when they talk about how much United spend on everybody.
It makes it sound like you're overspending.
All right, so you've used 5 million of your wiggle room. 20 million left to go there for you. So let's move on to your next.
Okay.
Pick. Let's go back. Okay, now you can pick this back up where we left off. Mateus.
Yeah. So I mean, just as everybody who's seen it, if you haven't, go and watch our relegation video from the other week where we all got a relegation player. This was my pick as I got lucky when the Wheel of Fortune landed me on West Ham, and I don't need to say much, do I, guys? I mean, I think my guess is we all want this player. I think he's going to be the next player through the door. In every single way, he's exactly what we need. Exactly. Young, powerful, Premier League proven at 2 levels, excellent stats. He controls and drives and holds that ball like amazingly. And he's only going to get better. A lot better. He's got a higher ceiling than a lot of the players we've been linked with this season. And I just can't think, for that money as well, I think he's also a steal.
Yeah, I think he's the name on everyone's lips right now. I think he's a midfielder that everybody wants. I mean, we'll just put it out there that
Danny.
That all of us pretty much have him on our list. In this one, I'm just going to throw that out there, spoiler alert, because and we'll let Dylan kind of add his 2 cents, and I'll add my 2 cents when we get to that point.
I'm happy to move past this because you guys can say a bit more.
All right,
I've already spoken about him twice now, so it's something else to hear.
Moving on. Who is this young man?
Okay. This young man is probably, and it won't shock some people that know me, one of my favourite picks on the entire list. And he's one of my cheapest. This is Lucien Agume. He plays for Sevilla in Spain. He's not under 21 anymore. He's 24 now this season. I can't sing this young man's praises to any higher than I just don't know. It is every single thing you could want from this type of midfielder. He is a defensive, rotating the ball, possession machine. And I mean machine. And I could say this with chest, having watched him in the last sort of year and a half 3 times live. We've been in Seville. He absolutely dominates the midfield when he plays in it. And he has a most innate ability of just very, very, very calmly simplifying everything. The highest compliment I can pay this young man is he reminds me of Claude Makelele, but more aggressive. He just gets the ball with one foot, and there's no time taken in this. It's control and off. His way of moving the ball, circling it through possession from the back, is absolutely elite. I can't believe he is still playing at Sevilla. I can't believe the transfer value. And that's adding a little bit on. What they actually value him at on Transfermarkt is about £8 million less than that. But that's the value that's been talked about a couple of weeks ago, and as well again today, as Jim sent me gleefully this morning. He is just, as I said, a ball-winning machine. 37 appearances, 31 starts, 2,890 minutes, 1 goal and 3 assists when he rarely spends much of his time in the opposition half at all. He is a solely, this is my area and you ain't coming in here. Yeah. Which is exactly, in some games, what we need. He's a hammer for when you need a hammer. And with a passing accuracy of 82.3%, extremely press resistant and reliable ball, like I said. Played 978 out of 1,004 passes completed. He just rotates. He facilitates everyone else's play. And it's a skill that is so ridiculously underrated. And Michael Carrick will appreciate it because Michael Carrick did it for us. He just glides about in this middle third, guarding his back line, allowing everyone else to play and facilitating it. And it's exactly what we need.
I see what you're doing there, throwing Carrick's name out to try to get everybody, get on everybody's soft side, man.
Well, if you heard what I said a couple of picks ago, I'm going for this extremely physical, extremely press resistant, pass hungry, driving forward team. Everybody I'm picking has very similar abilities in that they are very good on the ball, they are very good at passing the ball with a high level, they are very good at retention and knowing their jobs. And that's just tick, tick, tick for me. And like I said, 283 passes into the final third he made from deep. He isn't just a ball-winning monster, although he is that. And trust me, the Premier League will not know what's hit him. And if we don't do this, I said this a year ago, if we don't do this now, if Brighton, Forest or Bournemouth or somebody sell off their player that sought that position, they will walk in, take him for about 18 million, and we'll all be going, why did we not get that when he comes to us and absolutely tonks our midfield? Because it is just a killing machine. So, yeah.
Yeah, I love Agume. I think I did a scouting report on him early last season as well. He's a really good player. There's a lot of really good midfielders out there. And as you're saying, you don't have to spend an arm and a leg to get a lot of them. You could really have some shrewd pieces of business.
He's got European experience, international experience. I mean, he hasn't played for France. His national team, I don't think in competition, in friendlies he has, but he obviously has more caps for the under-21s. But this is a Christopher Vavell-driven signing.
Yeah, Vavell's got he's got his little Rolodex of a lot of these players, I imagine.
Yeah, he's been on this kid since he was at Salzburg, and then it was a bad time at Inter, but it was that time where Inter were changing owners like monthly. So he got shoved away at a few clubs and then ended up at Sevilla, where he's been for 3 seasons now, and he's just an absolute unit. A unit. He's exactly what we need to go with the class that we've got. He's a facilitator. And I'm sure anybody who knows or was joyful enough to watch Claude Makelele play football, exactly what he did.
Nice.
Don't overcomplicate it, simplify it, and let the geniuses do their work.
No, I like the Goume a lot. He's a good player. We're gonna move on to the next player on your list here.
Yep.
Talk us through this young man.
Okay. This is a young man that has actually only been brought to my attention in the last sort of, I'd say a few months, to be actually honest. From catching him on a scout report I was doing from FM, from Football Manager, sorry, for everyone else. And obviously a video Sean did on him. And then I spoke to Sean about him and he relayed me back to a previous up-and-coming talents video. And this young man is Johan Manzambi. Plays for Freiburg in Germany and has had an absolutely amazing breakout season for them, taking them to the Europa League final, where, in fairness, they did get pretty battered by Villa, but he still played exceptionally well.
He looked good in that final. He was giving his all in that, yeah.
He drives with the ball, Dylan. It's just exceptional. If you get a chance to watch anything of this kid, I've watched so much since I got put onto him, and that's why he's in this pick. And some of the names he has taken out of my list, some people will go, what? I'm so sure this is what we want. Right. Not just first, his incredible versatility, right? He can play a 6, an 8, a 10. He can play a 7. If you like, out on the wing. This kid has got the lot. I swear, give him a pair of gloves. I'm sure Sean said it. He could play in goal. He is just an athletic specimen. At 19, he's like another Goodwill, like a unit, and he uses it to his advantage. But he's incredibly quick as well. I mean, 26 games in all comps this season, including Europe. Starting 26 games starring in their European run. He is what's the word I'm looking for? He is the cherry on the top. He is so many problems that we could fix with one player. He is that. And also, I see him as a long-term, possibly even Cam 10 for Bruno in a few years' time. Because he is so good at progressively carrying the ball through the thirds. It's insane. Like, not only as I said, his tactical versatility allows him to create both on defence and offence, but while maintaining explosive energy to get us on forward. He loves getting the ball, beating his man, and driving at the teams. He pushes teams back like a bulldozer. It's incredible play. If you let him have space, he will hurt you. And I think his big game, he's come up in crunching games, like a goal in the semi-final against Braga, which won it for him. He scored in their win over Bayern this season. Just explosive energy, ability, seems very two-footed, and he has just got a ceiling that I can't even see. And from what I can see, if we take this punt now, otherwise, a team like Dortmund or Atletico will pick him up, and then we'll be talking 150 in another year or two.
Yeah, he reminds me a lot of like Morgan Rogers, Shea Charles, even a little bit like Cunha. I think a lot of maybe, dare I say, a little bit of like JJ Gabriel, a little bit in the way he can play comfortable in those half spaces. Yeah, I did just put him in that World Cup 2026 scouting special. He could be a cheap option for people who want to take a punt. Again, we are doing a fantasy league for the World Cup, so you guys can get involved. There's a link pinned in the chat.
I think it's a good option. Yeah.
Good prize for the winner. Yeah, it's a good young player. Dylan, you watch a lot of Wolfsburg. Are you familiar with him in Bundesliga?
No. Wolfsburg only played Freiburg twice, and I missed the first game. So I know he I know he looked like I said, he looked good in the Conference League final, Conference League, Europa League, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Europa League, yeah.
Yeah, and then that Freiburg game, he looked pretty good too. So yeah,
Yeah.
he's a very good show. Very good show.
Just a progression monster. 173 carries into the final third. Only 5 goals and 5 assists, but Freiburg aren't the most, what should we say, leash off kind of team. They're a little bit, So 36 shots, 792 dribbles past people through the middle of the park. He is just a little bit reminds me of the way Kaká just runs past people like you're not there. Like he's there 1 second and then he's gone. And if you're not watching, you're that. So
if you're caught flat-footed or if you're squared up to him when he's got the ball at his feet,
Yeah.
you're gonna get done.
I mean, and also because of his ability to play centre midfield, defensive work rate 142 tackles. He's won the ball back 240 times for Freiburg this year.
Yeah, he's a really good young.
Incredibly. Incredibly press resistant, and I just love the way he runs, Sean. So I want to give Sean one of these because that I wouldn't have heard of if we hadn't have combined on the scout report.
That's why we do what we do. I appreciate that. All right, you got one more player, and then we're going to take a look collectively and let anybody get any comments so Dylan and I can reflect on all that. One more player, we're going to talk about him right now. Big shout here.
I'm just going to do the Mbappe because I'm just going to let this young man's season speak for itself. Just stand aside and just let him work. 19, Eli Junior Krupi of Bournemouth has come in this season, and he's also the first teenager since, does anybody know, bonus point, to score double-figure goals in their first season. Do you know who the last teenager to do it was?
I want to say Rooney.
No.
Oh,
not his debut season. No, it was actually Robbie Fowler.
Oh yeah, that's probably why I didn't know.
I wouldn't have got that.
So this is a long time ago. So this isn't like an easy record that gets beaten every other year. So to show he has scored 13 goals, and also he has got some big boy goals for Bournemouth under his belts versus City, Arsenal, Newcastle, and even us.
Yeah.
Twice.
Thanks for bringing it back up.
Yeah.
Well done.
Sorry, I just had to. What I'm trying to point out with this kid is he ain't no shrinking violet against no one. It doesn't matter. Iriola didn't actually start him a lot at the beginning of the season, but there was a point where he worked his way into the team. Once he's in, the work rate on this kid, he plays like a 27-year-old seasoned vet. His calmness on the ball, his intelligence and his movement are 90% of his weapons. To go with a bullet out of a gun pace. He ain't going to do someone 500-metre sprint, but the first 20 yards, if you're like Sean just said, if you're flat-footed, goodbye. He's going to go past you like you're not there.
I think he left Licha kind of going off to the stand for a pie or something, just a little drop of the shoulder, and he just had that ball on the edge of the box.
He averages a goal every 129 minutes in the Premier League. Elite ball movement, elite running and positioning in the box is another thing for him. He is a very predatory striker. Sees a space, in it, bang. He doesn't take his time and diver on the ball. He uses movement and intelligence and a lethal ability to finish the ball. And when you look, I'm not going to compare him quite that yet, but if those of you who know Robbie Fowler, he might be Scouse scum, but I tell you what, he was one natural finisher. And I mean naturally, just work the ball into the goal would look like with no effort. So, and this kid does the same. Highly composed again for his age. One-on-ones, he is elite. Every one-on-one he's had scored. High volume work rate. Perfectly fits the high pressing intensity system that we will see under Carrick ball. And yeah, it's just I can't see anybody not thinking this kid would be absolutely. And just to add, he is a perfect second option to Sesko and could also play as a 2 if we really wanted. So another cog on Carrick's belt.
Yeah, I like Krupi a lot. I think that For like the youth, he's got that precociousness. You do have a challenge though. Danny B is not letting you get away with it. So
Ah,
his challenge you
jeez.
on your prices. He is tacking on at least another 10 million just to get Bournemouth on the phone. Now,
Oh,
I've read a lot of different reports that Bournemouth are slapping a pretty high price tag. I mean, they're not going to be under a whole lot of pressure to sell, right? They're in Europe
no.
now.
Yep.
I doubt they're going to want to
I
get rid of
just,
one of their better players.
I would happily make this our marquee signing. I have made it my marquee signing
Interesting.
because he is a strike partner for Sesko for the next 10 years. He's 19 and Sesko's 22.
Dylan, what do you think? What do you think about the 65? Danny's throwing 75 out there. Have you seen any other reports on this kid?
I've seen anywhere between 65 and 70, so I think 75 would probably be the thing that gets it done. If they're
I'm
going
happy
sell
to
him.
accept that.
I don't think they're going to sell him though. That's the thing.
Yeah, I'm looking at.
I just think there's a price for everyone, and though they're not financially in trouble, they're not also a superpower. And they are a rotating club with a new manager who might not like him. I mean, who wouldn't? But the new manager might not play like that. He could be a long ball up to Strand Larsen type of guy, in which this case this kid's not playing.
It's Marco Rosa, is their new manager, who I watched a lot of. And Dylan, you've probably seen a little bit more of Marco Rosa as
Did well
well.
at Dortmund.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, that guy.
yep. Yeah, I think I've seen price tags of like 80 million. Even I've seen the Times is reporting 100 million price tag. I think 65. I mean, I agree with Danny's probably a little low, but you do have the wiggle room. So
Yeah.
Oh, and also I can see what we're talking about getting him to the table. I'd happily go to 80.
yeah, if it's your marquee signing, is your marquee signing. You get to maybe we'll have a little bit of a wiggle room for the marquee signing. So
Well,
that
even at 15 on that, I'm still in by 5.
Yeah, so you've used your wiggle room quite well. Let's bring all of your signings up here. So this is Ian's total spend. You can add another 20 million to that
Yeah.
if you want.
So 245. And
yeah,
I would
players
just say, in closing, not only is my wage bill a lot lower, but I believe with what I have done is a well-rounded set of players that we need to not only build our squad, but our first 11 for an assault in 4 competitions next season. From a veteran goalkeeper in Summer to elite defensive steel in a Steve and a Gume. I've also added 2 young, dynamic, attacking-minded fullbacks, which will revolutionise the way we attack, and 2 blockbuster, young, prolific players for the future. If we can complete these deals, we will not only, I reckon, quarterfinals, and I reckon we push for the league.
It's a big shout. Dylan, what are your thoughts on Ian's picks here? He's got 8 picks here. He's got a couple midfielders, fullbacks. He went really hard with the attack. That's his big marquee signing. And Krupi, what do you make of his rebuild? And you guys get involved in the chat too.
That's a good team. I like Sommer. I think that's a good shout, especially for a backup. He's at that age now where that's pretty much what you're gonna get, and he's one that if we need him, would just come in. I especially like the fullbacks too. I think was it Santos on the right there. That's a good shout. Have somebody come in with that, and just replace Dallo. It'd be great to have somebody else over there. Again, I don't know what's wrong with Maz, but he hasn't had a great season this year either. So, yeah, nice. So yeah, very good picks here. Very good picks.
Thank you.
I think it's good. It's good depth.
Depth
like
is
it a lot.
great.
And again, this isn't me trying to shoot anybody down. I think there's the only player in there I probably would have just question marks over. Just quality would probably just be Esteve. But I think that for being how young he is and for the price, I could definitely see an argument to be made to go ahead and take that punt, especially if it's not like he's going to be starting. He could prove to be a masterstroke or not, but all the other players are very, very good. I'm surprised you went so heavy with the fullbacks, but I'm not disappointed with it. I don't dislike it at all. They're both obviously players that I've scouted on the channel or on the website in the past as well. What did you say? Maybe I didn't hear you. Did you say what Jan Sommer's wages are?
I did see a couple of different reports, but Transfer Market have got him on about 70 grand a week. after tax in Italy. So
Not bad. Does nobody have a little PTSD with picking up Inter goalkeepers at all?
normally I would, but I mean, we might even be able to say, look, we're just going to take this goalkeeper. Would you like this one for free? You recognise him. You loved him when he was there. No, we don't want money. Just take away his passport. That's my only stipulation. He can't come back.
Lock
Yeah,
the door. Change the locks.
Yeah. I just think Sommer adds experience. He adds like leadership. He's been there, done that. He's done every level of competition, and he can come off the bench and he'll do us a job.
All right, you guys get involved in the chat. We're gonna move on to Dylan's picks because I'm gonna go last. So, Dylan, any final thoughts? Anything on Ian's before he let you get started? You got your notebook ready, pal?
Oh yeah, no, I got it ready. But yeah, no, Ian, great picks there. I like the.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
I like all the depth that you got. I tried to go for some depth coverage too, not necessarily to the same degree you have. You did really well with the spending there. So.
Yeah, and just one
Thank
free
you.
agent too. He went pretty hard with the money, but he made his money go a long way, which is really what
Did
you have
you-
to do.
Did I get any challenges? Was anybody at the end? No challenges. Just
No,
Danny.
no,
That's it.
just Danny, and Danny's gonna keep us honest. He's got his ear to the ground.
I
on
expected
that, so.
nothing less.
All right, let's move on to Dylan's here. I'm going to start with your first pick. It's going to be a little bit of a white screen in between as I put spacers so I can keep it straight in the slideshow. So Dylan, we're going to start with your first pick, and this isn't cheating. If you guys know, Dylan has been waving this flag for a while now.
Hey, I was happy about this one. So, like, you guys know that I rate Ederson. We got him over the line. We got the Here We Go today. Today or yesterday. That was nice. I really like to see that. As we talked about before on past programs, I think he's good defensively. I think he's going to add some steel to that, more so than Ugarte, because Ugarte, the only thing he could do was run. With Ederson, what we're going to get is we're going to get a little more passing, a little more pressing. We're going to get some more solidity. I think he can... at least, like we talked about before, he's not going to come in and be like the end-all, be-all Casemiro replacement, but he can definitely come in as a rotation option and add some steel to that midfield. So, especially when we're going to be playing probably 50 matches this year, we're going to need the rotation
Hopefully,
options.
jeez.
So,
Yes, definitely.
So, yeah, good shout. We got him in.
There you go. And does Dylan get? And we're going to give Dylan one of these for just calling this for like a year and a half.
He can have another one if he does the dancing from the WhatsApp group, because we all know he was doing it.
Dylan was super geeked up in the WhatsApp group when this.
I was
go.
very happy.
Nice. Yeah, Danny. Some people, like I said, I left it up to Dylan and Ian and everybody how they wanted to kind of approach the Ederson thing. Remember, we've all finalized our list before the Ederson deal was officially kind of given the here we go. So I left it up to Ian and Dylan to decide if they wanted to do it. To be fair to Dylan, he had Ederson in his list, so it's what it is. But
First pick.
but we can call it a given. Spoiler alert: I did kind of change mine last minute, operating under the assumption of Ederson, so I did remove Caleb Urenki from my list. So big shout out to everyone who wanted Caleb Urenki. I just didn't see the need. So plus it allowed me to get another player. So Dylan, if you're done, I'm going to move on then. It's kind of a moot point at this point.
Yep.
And you can add whatever you didn't already add maybe to Ian's here, because I told you he was on everybody's list. He's on my list too.
So I think again he's going to be a good addition for this. I know he's gone down twice with Southampton and now West Ham, and yes, that's not great, but he's been a gem in both of those midfields. And just because the team sucks, I mean, we all knew Southampton was going down 2 years ago. West Ham was a surprise, but they had more difficult questions than before. But we know that he's going to be good. I think he's going to link up well with Covey. I think him being able to go next to Covey and those two kind of being able to work together would be a good midfield pairing for us to have. Okay, he can also dribble the ball. He had 28 successful dribbles this year. He wants to be here. He's in the top percentiles with tackles, interceptions, defensive contributions. We've all seen him play. We've watched the matches and things like that. Put him in there next to Kobe. I think we got a top midfield to come in here. So put Mateus Fernandez here. And yeah, again, we've got 2 midfielders in. We've got some depth coming. And I think that would, again, we get some rotation options. Fernandez can sit right next to Kabi win the Premier League. We can put Ederson out in the Champions League, or even in the cup matches, or vice versa, whatever you want to do. And it gives us the options. We don't have to just depend on a couple guys like we did under Ten Hag, we did for a bit with Ale. We'll have some options. We'll have some depth here.
Absolutely. And also it gives us the ability to go Fernandez to Fernandez to Fernandez.
Exactly.
It's the commentator's dream what we've got going on.
Yeah.
I can hear the one-liners now already, and I'm kind of dreading it. All right, I'll add my little pick when I get to them in mind as well. I'm going to move on though here.
Yep.
All right, Dylan went hard in the paint.
Yep. All right. We all know Newcastle have some money issues. We know that they just sold Anthony Gordon to a club that doesn't have any money, but yet somehow still pulled, was it 70 or 80 million out of their ass? So, but want to bid 13 for Rashford? Sure. Anyway, Lewis Hall. I know if I was somebody, I'd probably challenge this and maybe push it up a little bit. But we know Eddie Howe doesn't. I know Eddie Howe doesn't want to sell him because he's a dynamic left back. He looks good in the Premier League, and he looks good in the Champions League. He's got experience in both, which is invaluable for a young player at his age. Since we're probably going to play Dorgu more as a winger, I would assume, and Diego Leon is not near ready to try to take up a lot of first team options. We need somebody to cover Shaw because it's inevitable. He made it through 38 games last year. He's probably going to get injured in the first match of the preseason. So we need to have somebody to come. This year, 20 successful crosses. So he does make a lot of contributions with those crosses. 37 successful dribbles, 141 fouls too. So he's going to be able to get into those areas where we might be able to have Bruno chip one in, or get us into some sort of dangerous position for a shot. The other thing that I liked about him was he wins the ball in the final third at a high rate, 95th percentile amongst left backs. And I think with Cunha also on that left side, if we're going to kind of rotate options on that left, you have both those guys pressing. And then if one of them gets the ball, the other one starts moving forward. That could definitely open some attacks for Šeško, for Bruno, whomever, to get some, or Kabi if he's coming in too. So I think that would definitely help the attack, get us some more options, help us with the press, and move there. But yeah, Lewis Hall would be my pick.
I trust his recovery pace a little more than Shaw's as well. If we're a little exposed,
definitely,
I've seen him race back, recover, and win the ball. I've seen him shield the ball outside of his own box and then turn and create space for himself to drive it forward. I really like Lewis Hall a lot. Rob likes it. Danny's giving you the thumbs up on the price. He thinks 55 is the right price for Lewis Hall.
I would have said the same as well. It's kind of the fallback number. I see. Apart from you start talking Nuno Mendes, Hakimi numbers, just because they're freaks, right? If nobody's asking for more than 60 for a fullback, because you're just too many of them. Buyer's market, definitely good pick, Dylan.
Yeah, it's a good shout. We all like Lewis Hall. It's probably one of the better left backs in the league for sure.
I'll tell you what I like about him, and I know you like this, Sean. He delivers the ball quickly.
Yeah.
He gets once he's running onto it. It's no like I need to take a touch. It's just my touch is the cross, and I like that. I do like that. It's it's a Newcastle weapon. So yeah, I like it.
Good shout, Dylan. Let's move on to your next player on your list.
All right, some of you might not know who this guy is, and the rest of my picks are pretty much depth options. They're not going to get a lot of starting opportunities except for like maybe Champions League, maybe cup matches. But Konstantinos Koulirakis from Wolfsburg. Wolfsburg are going down, which hurts me immensely. As you guys know, that's my German team. They could not beat Paderborn, which is really frustrating for me. But I think he'd be a good signing for the back line for depth. We don't know how De Ligt's going to come back. Licha tends to get either some sort of yellow card, red card thing going on, or with the way his luck's been going, he'll get injured, which is not what we want to see, but just have some depth coming in. Euro has a loss of confidence. We want some rotation. We don't want to take up your own Heaven's ability to grow, though. So I don't want to sign somebody that's just going to try to take their starting spot. Maguire's going to leave too. That's the other thing. So we want somebody that's young enough, but not going to be expensive enough, and tell him right off the bat, it's like, hey, you're going to get chances here, but it's not going to be like first rate, things like that. So I think he would help out as a rotation option. He had high marks for defending because Wolfsburg had to defend for their lives this year. 162 clearances, 39 tackles, 37 interceptions, 253 defensive contributions in the Bundesliga this year. So
nice.
Very active on the defensive end.
Is he aggressive defender, Dylan? Is he like a get stuck in defender? Oh.
Yeah, he tends to get stung in. He's also young, so he does tend. He's older than Cobby and Aiden, but I think he's 23 if I remember correctly. He's gonna make some mistakes here and there. He tends to overplay a little bit, and sometimes he doesn't necessarily win all the aerial duels. It's a lower percentage than we'd like. It's about 57%, but he sticks in. He tries hard. He has a good work rate as well. So he's young, and he's on Wolfsburg, and they're going down. Which we can get him for cheap. We can get him for we can get him for a depth option. So I think that would help at least in the center backs there for.
Yeah,
is he a left or a righty? Sorry, Sean. Go.
He's a left. He's a left-footed. I did a scouting report on him last season. He's a really good young center back. I think he was in my Leacha replacement video when I did like 5 or 6 center backs for the left-hand side when Leacha picked up his long injury. Really good young defender, Greek. Like to see him. Yeah, good shout. Good shout, Dylan.
Yeah, so I'd not actually heard of him. I until like you guys had watched the video.
Yeah, he did very, very well, and a Wolfsburg team that just were at 6s and 7s for the entire season. So
relegation doesn't always, it's odd to me sometimes the people who will single out a single player when a team gets relegated. Like, I don't want this player because he's been relegated and stuff. I mean, it's gonna happen. A lot of teams who get relegated. That's literally like looking at our side under Ralph Ragnick or under Ruben Amorim last season and saying all these players are crap. Like, there's a lot more that goes into it than a single player. So it's interesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Danny thinks he'd probably be a little cheaper than that, so Dylan went a little bit more conservative.
I wanted
Not
to
a
make
problem.
sure the deals got done.
Dylan's also going with the vibes in his next pick here.
I'm not gonna talk too much because I'm sure Sean wants to talk a little bit about this guy. Not that he's ever said that he likes this person.
I've never mentioned him. Who is this?
Who is this
person?
That there's a watch or anything.
Sure, this is a scout report you've got to do.
Yeah, let's just say top percentages in the championship player of the year. I think he'd match up very, very well with Cobby, Ederson, Fernandez. Like, he can slot in wherever. I think he could even. At times, if we need to rest Bruno, he could probably slot in there for short periods of time. He also helps out defensively. He had 186 duels. He made 68 tackles this year and had 21 interceptions. So it's another feather in his cap to add to his game. Looks like, from what I saw, like Everton are trying to get his signature down. But hey, come on, let's not let the people that couldn't even beat Tottenham on the last day get him. Let's
come on.
do a winning
Way
side.
the fuck up, Everton.
Yeah.
We wanted one thing, Everton. You couldn't even do it.
Useless.
So yeah.
Yeah, Hayden Hackney, you guys know him. You guys know I'm a big fan. I've seen a lot of people throwing out there that he's like this 6. He's not a 6. Hackney is an 8/10, like Dylan said. He will play a little higher up. He will. I've even seen him kind of take up positions wide to bring the ball in and kind of face inward, kind of like what you see Grealish or Sancho do.
That's what they're looking for, aren't they? Because Grealish is leaving. Exactly. Yeah. That's exactly why. Yeah.
That's exactly
I think he'd pair well with James Garner for sure. I think that'd be a good midfield pairing. But he is definitely
good
more
energy
minded. He wants to get. He tries to find space. He wants to get on the ball. He's not very defensive. He's not super fast, but I like Hayden Hackney. He creates. I think he creates didn't he create like the most chances in the championship or something?
Yeah,
he did. Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, he's very. You guys know I've been a fan of Hackney's.
His intelligence, I like as well. I like it. That's what you mean. He's not that quick, but he's always in space, and that shows football intelligence. And It's a rare
He's
commodity.
due for a step up, I think.
Definitely.
I like him a lot for depth for sure, and then we can see what he's got about him. Maybe, like you said, when Bruno leaves, we can kind of take a look at Cunha, take a look at Hackney, and see how they kind of fill out.
Yep.
But I know you're always going for the vibes, Dylan. I remember your Danny Welbeck pick, you little turd. So Dylan got a little creative too with his next pick as well. Tell us, I mean, Dylan's trying to turn us into Wolfsburg 2.0 here. What do you got for us here, Dylan?
North. So as Sean alluded to, in the video we did earlier, I picked Danny Welbeck, and I would have gone back to Danny Welbeck if he didn't re-sign at Brighton and he doesn't want to leave. Because I looked into that. He's like, would he want to come back? And every report I looked at said, no, he's loving Brighton. So I'm like, all right. Then I was like, maybe Lewandowski, but his wages are astronomically high. Just to like mentor Shesko. So no. So who can we get as a backup striker that's available? And this guy, Jonas Wind from Wolfsburg, is on a free. Okay, and yes, I know we're all getting Wout Weghorst vibes from this, but
I'm not going to say I thought it was him.
He's not going to come in and be the number one. He's just going to be somebody to come in and provide cup game time, maybe a few Champions League games if we have somebody like, I don't know, pick whatever Wi-Fi router name if we have a weird draw at some point. This year was not a good year for him. He was not the coach. The style they were playing did not fancy him as much, and I was a little upset about that because the year before in 24-25, he had 9 goals, 3 assists, 430 successful passes, 34 chances created, 9 big chances. And he was very good aerially, which I think would be of importance, especially if we're going to try to get chances in the box. We could throw him on as a second striker late if we're behind to get more depth or more height in that box. And he's pretty good passing it. 20 accurate long balls that season. Give him the cup games, give him a couple Champions League games. He gets 10 to 15 games, a couple of starts. I think with him being on a free, him trying to get back into some of the things with the Danish national team, it's not going to be great. You're on Wolfsburg that are going down. Give him something to go for. But, yeah, he's an experienced striker. He knows what he's doing. So, somebody to back up Shesko.
Right on. Yeah, I think it's good to tap into that free agent market, man. And know
definitely
more about this guy. All right, you got one more pick. This was your kind of 11th hour edition.
Yep. All right, so I originally had Jens Peter Hauge there, and then Sean and I were talking about pricing, and I got some extra money back, so I went a little bit higher on the price here. Another Bundesliga player, also ex-Wolfsburg player, but spent last season at Cologne, whatever. But excelled this year. 7 goals a season. But the big thing with him is his versatility. He can play across the entire line. Now, primarily he's played for Cologne as an attacking mid kind of Bruno's role, but he does operate well on the left, so he could come in as the left winger. He could go on the right side if needed, so we could almost have a fluid attack like we've seen at times with like Bruno and Ahmad kind of switching sides. Even Cunha at times has gone over, not very much, but so we'd have a little bit more flow. He's very accurate with long balls. He had 32 successful long balls, or accurate long balls. He created 50 chances, 10 big chances when he had the opportunity, and he had 28 successful crosses. Also, he tracks back. He's good on the defensive end. 113 defensive contributions, 45 tackles, 23 interceptions, and 37 clearances. Which, when we decide to sit back and defend for our lives, we want somebody that's going to clear the ball out. Champions League Cup matches again. He's 24 years old. He'll turn 24 2 days from now on June 5th. So he's still somewhat young. He's got some experience playing in a different league, and he's somebody that, just going to Cologne for $5 million, because Cologne with the Wolfsburg going down, they activated the buy clause that they had on them. But reports say that you could get him for about $20-25 million. Cologne will listen to that. So I'd say let's take. He had a good season. He looked good at Wolfsburg, but he was young. He really came into his own this season. Let's bring him up to the next level and get him in as a rotation option with Cunha on that left side.
Did you say that's Jens Peter Hauge? Is that his name?
No. This is Jakub Kaminski. Or Jakob Kaminski.
Right. Sorry. No.
I was gonna do Jens Peter Hage, but then I switched it to Jakob Kaminski. So.
Okay, sounds good.
Interesting. Let me put all your picks up here, Dylan. So Dylan, he's got seven players here, basically, because didn't Kaminski wasn't he also a Wolfsburg player? Is that what you said?
Yeah, ex-Wolfsburg player, spent last season on loan at Cologne.
Gotcha.
And, yeah, but we could get him. The reports that I've looked at said Cologne would listen to offers of anywhere between 20 and 25 million. So.
Nice quick flip for them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So 7 players here. So obviously your big marquee signing is going to be Lewis Hall.
Yep.
It just went hard. Sounds like you really thought we definitely need an improvement on left back. I think a lot of us agree. I think that left back is a big deal. And that's not to say Shaw's bad, but again, he is kind of at that place now. I think he's entering the final year of his contract too, if I remember correctly. Shaw.
It's long-term thinking, Sean, isn't it?
Yeah, he'll probably walk for free and join. Go back to Southampton or something. Who knows? As a center back maybe, and I think he could probably extend his career if he maybe decided to start playing center back more often than not. But what do you guys make of Dylan's pick? Some good shouts in there. Again, Ederson is not the cheating because Dylan has even if we found out 3 months ago that Ederson was coming, Dylan still would have put him on his list because Dylan has been on Dylan's list for a while. Hackney's a good shout.
He was the first pick I had when we started talking about what midfielders we get. He's like, well, Ederson from Atalanta's first.
I like the fact there's a couple of people in there I like. The last one I'd honestly not heard of, and I like the left field picks. I like the players you're not really familiar with, and good options, Dylan. I like that.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I mean it's always a question. As Ishmael, welcome to the chat, says United need players who can handle the pressure of a big club. Do you guys feel like your picks can so far handle the pressure of a big club? Do you think that they can grow into that and they can trust them?
I mean, I think so. I think a lot of my players. I mean, a few of my players are coming from extremely big clubs, European winning clubs. I mean, my left backs won the European Cup twice.
So yeah, it's a good shout. I mean, playing for Madrid's a big deal. Good shouts in there. I like the. Obviously, I'm a big fan of sneaking in some free agents. I think those are always
definitely
shouts. So both of you have done that so far, and Dylan's got some good depth in here as well. I like it. 3 midfielders, left winger, striker. So, all right. So we are gonna go. That leaves me now. I am last on the list here, you guys. Guys, get your thoughts in. Make sure you've make sure you subscribe if you haven't yet done so. Keep getting your thoughts in as we go along. Dylan, I don't think you had to use any of your wiggle room either, man.
I could have gone down.
No, Danny gave him money back.
Yeah. All right.
Coming in under
Danny's the banker.
Guys.
You're the Glazer's dream, man. They're your best friend now. They're gonna call you a Glazer puppet.
Yeah. Where's Dylan next week? Oh, we lost him. He's gone. Corporate.
That extra couple of 20 million and decided to go on vacation. All right.
Commish.
I'm gonna get this one out of the way since we've all spoken about him ad nauseum at this point. Nothing more we can say about Mateus Fernandes. His quality and depth. Like Danny B says, he's a Bruno Guimaraes regen.
Yeah.
He's not wrong. Like you guys said, versatile. He works hard. He's press resistant. He's got a good passing range. He moves the ball. He reads the game well. His positioning is excellent on various phases, on and off the ball. It's superb. Bruno is his idol, as he said. I mean, what more do we really need to do? If you guys will, a little precursor, you guys are going to find out that when I decided to be the director of football, I went really hard on my salesmanship. It's something I pride myself on. I think that's something you two might have neglected a little bit, the negotiation factor of being a director of football in terms of how creative can you get with some of these offers and what sort of things can you do and how you can sell these things. And I'm going to show you guys an example of that a little later on. He's not included in the World Cup squad for Portugal, so he's another player like Ederson who will have a full preseason as well.
Excellent.
we'll see what happens with Southampton or West Ham with what they want for him. I've read some reports that they're holding out for 80. I've read some that you can go down to like between 50 and 60. I think 50, maybe even going up to like 55 to maybe with some add-ons is probably a good shout. I think that's a good chunk of change for West Ham as well. You do need to move quickly though. There are some clubs interested, and you don't want to be the second club to get a player out of West Ham because the moment they sell one player, they might not want to sell. It's going to be harder. They did post a 104 million loss as well last year, so they do need to sell. If he's in our list, if he is a priority, go early with a big take it or leave it offer. If they don't take it, you move on.
Get him now.
I would even
100%.
Yeah. I would even throw in someone like Collier or Dan Gore or Harry Amos in there as well as a make weight to get a little bit off that. We have players that we can't offer that other clubs just don't have. Other clubs don't have an academy like we do. They don't have players who are first team ready and first team proven like we do. I think we could definitely use that to our advantage. And that's, my friend, is how you be a director of football. So
I think one thing, Sean, before you move on, that makes him so good is all of us think the same. We are, including the chat, I believe there is not a single person here tonight that is not united on this decision. And that screams volume. No, but it's only because he wants a certain somebody and none of us are going to say his name. And he's going to really upset Rob. So,
no problem. Yeah, I think Rob was stuck on the relegations, which it is what it is. I mean, I think that's a bit correlative, not causative. I think it's easy to look at that. I mean, you could say Andy Robinson would have been bad. Harry Maguire got relegated. Jurgen Klopp got relegated with Mainz. I mean, it happens in football. There's a lot of factors going on. Look at how many managers West Ham have had. Look at the fact that Mateus had to come in mid-season and take over for Lucas Paquetá as well. It is what it is. My next pick, again, this comes back to what I said earlier. Sometimes strengthening means selling. Sometimes it's addition by subtraction. And I think for my next pick, I really wanted to get the ball rolling on the Mason Mount situation, specifically accelerating his exit. We're just going to have to accept that Mason Mount, not only was this a bad signing any way you look at it, but we are going to take a big loss on that. So I'm thinking that to get him out of here, it's going to be a loan with an option. Maybe you use him as a make weight, in one of these deals as well. Coventry would be the first place I would tell his agent to go look. Maybe you can go hang out with Frank Lampard a little bit more. But what that does is that leaves Bruno as our only number 10. So I went with an option that he's quality. He's got Champions League experience. He is experienced. He won't break the bank. I mean, he won't even break the piggy bank, honestly. I went with Julian Brandt. As my free agent signing here. As my 10, he can play under where Cobby plays if we need him to as well. He's a free agent. He ticks every box for me when it comes to a lot of what I'm looking for. This feels very similar to when we signed Christian Eriksen, that kind of level of player, that kind of signing, that kind of profile. 11 goals, 5 assists in all comps this season, including 3 goals in the Champions League as well with Borussia Dortmund. He can split minutes with Bruno. He can even play in the pivot. He used to play wide at Leverkusen, which is when Jurgen Klopp wanted him instead of Mo Salah, so make that of what you will. With 4 competitions for us, he will get plenty of minutes, is basically what. And I would trust him to come in and do a job anywhere in midfield more than I would trust Mason Mount, if that makes any sense. And did I mention that he's free? I think a 2-year contract, maybe with an option for a third, is a good way to go for Julian Brandt as well. But I decided to go with that free agent signing. So I really like him a lot. I've liked him for a while. So like both of you, my next pick, I also went with a left back. I'm going to wait till
Sorry, I'm just plugging in. I don't know. It's okay. We're good.
So I went with left back as well. I almost went with Hugo Bueno, but I decided that while his attacking output is solid, defensively, because he plays as a wingback, he left a little something to be desired. I almost went Dylan with David Raum, who does have a very tempting release clause.
Doesn't he?
But I did have Lewis Hall on my list for like 3 days. I actually wrote up a whole thing. I had him on my list just like Dylan did. I had it all ready to go. And then the more I thought about it and the more I edited my list, I needed to free up some funds. And so Lewis Hall, he would have been, like the 50-55 million. I needed some funds. So for this reason, I pivoted to another left back who is high on my list, who is almost a cheaper Lewis Hall, and I'm going to explain to you why. And I've talked about him several times, and I'm looking at Joaquin Saiz. at Club Brugge. United have actually been linked to him in recent months. I included him in my left back option show from the other month, if you guys remember that one. He stepped up at Club Brugge when Maxim de Kuiper went to Brighton this past summer. 5 goals, 8 assists in all comps this season as a left back, including 3 goals, 3 assists in Champions League. So he's a big tick on that Champions League box for me, which is really what I'm looking for some of these players.
Nice.
Very good dribbling numbers, work rate, stamina. He wins his duels, makes those interceptions. He can play either side as well. His one-touch play, his movement in these tight spaces and these triangles and wide positions suits the way Michael Carrick has us playing. Again, he's very similar to Lewis Hall in a lot of ways. Good touch, good body positioning. Overall, he's very attack-minded, which is also what I need from my fullback as well. He's probably not as good right now as Lewis Hall, but I think that he is very similar profile, and he's almost half the price. And again, the numbers, I think, speak for themselves as well. I think that he has like those 5 goals, 8 assists in all comps is just magic.
Good output, that, Sean. It's good output.
I do need my fullbacks to get some assists. We do need that. Like Danny says, he is a cheaper version of Lewis Hall, and that's kind of what I went with. We can make kind of like Ronaldo. It would have been very easy to go get a Ronaldinho, but we also made Ronaldo what he was as well. So I like Joaquin Saiz. You guys know I like Joaquin Saiz a lot. So any challenges? Anybody challenging me yet? No, we're good.
No, I think you're good on price. Everything. I mean, it's a quality pick. I liked your other player you suggested as well. I was very close to Hugo Bruno, as you know. But yeah, no, I think that's a quality pick, that. Future pick as well. It's future-proofing. I think we're all looking at a little bit of that.
Sticking with defense. So if you guys remember the last video Dylan and I did with the rebuild, in a fit of ruthlessness, I opted for a center back in that last rebuild video. I decided just to not roll the dice on Matthias de Ligt's fitness. He's not going to be fit till November. If we have Maguire as our number 1 partner for Licha all season, I don't know how he's great, but I just don't know how at this age and stuff. I don't know how he's going to hang with four competitions. That leaves us again with no de Ligt till November. Again, it's Licha, Maguire, Heaven, and Euro basically as our center backs. I need another center back, and I've opted for an opportunity that I decided is just too good to pass on, and I've opted for Maxence Lacroix at Crystal Palace.
That's a good one.
He wants to leave Palace this summer in search of Champions League football. He's 26, a very, very, very good age, I think, for a center back. He's played in the Premier League now for a couple seasons. Most of you are wondering, okay, Sean, why did you pivot from Jan-Paul van Hecke? He's your guy. He's the one you picked last time. Well, it's because of the differences between the two and comparatively speaking to what we have, and because Lacroix just became available, and I'll show you why. Lacroix is the more defensive-minded of the picks between Van Hecke and him. So Lacroix is in that magenta color, and you can see when it comes to the aerials, the defensive duels, the possession one, he is by far and away ahead of Maguire, Licha, and Lacroix. Now, Licha is right next to him, second best with defensive duels, but when it comes to just the sheer defensive output, Lacroix's head and shoulders above the rest. And as you can see, he'd be a good partner for Licha, because while Licha has the ball carrying, the ball progression, and the passing, you've got Lacroix to come in and take care of a lot of the defensive. Same with even Maguire. Maguire is also very similar. And you can see if you look at Van Hecke in the blue, he's almost a carbon copy of what Licha brings. They're literally almost the same in every single metric.
Yeah, metric is almost like they're overlapping each other.
Yeah, they're basically the same player. Now I've seen that the prices I've seen from a lot of outlets is about 35 million pounds is the price I've seen. So that's what I've thrown him up here with. He's got 3 goals, 3 assists in all comps this season. Long balls are in the top 20th percentiles. Tackles, interceptions, all in the top 25th percentiles. Clearances, again, we need someone who's going to clear the danger. 90th percentile for clearances per 90. He's a throwback center back. He's exactly the kind of center back I think we need. I think a lot of fuss is made over ball players. I think I want someone who's just going to straight up defend. He is the 7th rated center back in the Premier League for defensive contributions for 90. He is the 4th for clearances. He is just like, get it out of my box. I don't care how it gets out of here. So I've seen 35
what you're
million.
Paying him to do.
Yeah. Even if you want to throw in some add-ons or two, maybe again throw in someone like Collier or a youngster on loan, or maybe even throw a Mason Mount to fill that as a whole. Do that. We can't afford to wait for DeLitt. Let them all fight for a spot. Sell one of these center backs in January if we need to. Danny's challenging me on this.
Yep.
He's calling 40 to 45 at least now. I'm going to let Danny be the ref. I looked around. All I've seen is 35 million. There are Liverpool fans talking about 35 million. There are other outlets talking about 35 million. I can push it to 40, 45 if you want to. I've got wiggle room, so it is what it is.
I would say the only thing about that challenge is that I kind of sort of see where Danny's coming from is they're in Europe now, aren't they, for sure? Mm-hmm. Do we know who their new manager is yet? I don't know about that, but apart from that, I think you're round about the right price. But I mean, 5-10.
Yeah, he doesn't want to play. He wants to play Champions League. Is what he's looking for. He doesn't want to play Europa League. I'm seeing from a lot of different things, the transfer value is higher, but because he wants to leave, Palace are demanding at least 40 million euros. He's valued higher than what I'm seeing. So I could push it to 45. I've got the wiggle room. I mean, that's how we get you guys involved. So Danny's got swinging the gavel tonight.
He is. I'll tell you one thing as well, Sean. He is absolutely rapid.
Yeah, he's quick.
Rapid quick. I bet he's quicker than Van der Ven. I'll have money on that. He is rapid. So recovery, and we're playing that high line.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. He is French, isn't he, Sean?
Yeah,
I'm right. Yeah.
Yeah, he's one I wanted.
Yeah, he's a good player. I like him a lot.
I think he was the one right before Van de Ven. It's because they were both
at Wolfsburg.
There, so.
Yeah, he's a good player.
He's a right footer, isn't he?
Yeah.
Am I thinking? Yeah. Oh.
So
like it.
Lacroix, I just went ruthless again. It's mostly just because with DeLitt being out for almost the entire first half of the season, it's not going to work for me. So be ruthless and go from there.
I think even with the greatest of wills, we all know that both of our injury-prone centre-backs aren't going to stay fit all season. One maybe, but both, no chance. So,
like I said, get him in, and if somebody wants to maybe make an offer for one of our center backs in January, whether that's Maguire, maybe we'll get a couple million for Maguire. If it's Licha for a Saudi club or Barcelona or something, you might consider that and take it. So, moving on. Remember the good old days when we had Ole sharing him, York and Cole as our striking force? Remember when we had Rooney, Berbatov, Chicharito? I'd like to get back to having a stacked striker force. Competition for place in the starting 11 will separate class from the coasters when it comes to these top players. I want to aim higher than a striker who's maybe just simply happy with being a backup. I want to bring in a striker who's good enough and backs himself enough and has the numbers to fight for a starting spot. And so that's why for my striker, for my Xerxes replacement, I've gone with Troy Parrott. Get him now.
Great.
Let him and Shesko fight it out on the pitch. What are you saying, Dill?
I'm just saying, great pick. I almost picked him too. But,
yeah.
We're all close to that.
Yeah. I want to sign him while he's on the ascendancy. He wants to leave too. So he's 31 goals, 10 assists in all comps this season, 20 goals, 4 assists on the season before that, 17 goals, 5 assists in 23-24. So you can see an upward trend right now when it comes to his goals and his output. Goals in Europe, in both the Europa and the Conference League, he's in the 85th percentile for goals, 90th for shots on target per 90. Again, now he's recently spoken out in the last couple weeks about an agreement between him and Azad Akmar that he could leave and take the next step in his career. All the reports I'm seeing, again, it's Akmar, so you got to remember that it's not like a Premier League club selling him. Akmar are reportedly holding out for just £21.5 million. But you want to go in and get him for a you throw in 25 million. I think that'd be a strong but not a crazy offer. Get him over the line, get him in the club, and let him and Shesko fight. He's different than Shesko, which I really like. I'd even maybe offer Cheeto on loan to sweeten the deal for as well. Maybe let Cheeto go to the Eredivisie and get some minutes.
That'd be good for Cheeto.
Yeah. Shame they wouldn't take Xerxes in a swap, would it?
Yeah, right. I nearly considered Vlahovic on a free, but I just decided not to. His wages
are way too high.
Reportedly, so I did the
That
math.
could have lost you the whole thing, sure. That.
Reportedly, he wants like 9 million, which is actually only like 175, 180K a week when you break it down. Which I was surprised that maybe it's just relative. Maybe we're used to seeing players who want like 250, 300K, but I'm like, that's not a lot. But at the end of the day, he just doesn't score enough goals. Troy Parrott is between the two of them. Let them fight it out, man, on the pitch, and we'll benefit from that. Honestly, if you got two players trying to outdo each other, you can only just sit back and watch the goals go in. So I'm happy with that.
Absolutely, I think we're all in agreement that a competition competition for Cisco is exactly what we want, because competition breeds confidence, and confidence means you get better and better and better, and that's strikers. That's number one.
When I want a little rivalry. I want these strikers. Yeah, you're friends, but you're outdo each other. You're trying to do that, and I have no problem with that whatsoever. So I know Danny's a fan. I also have another free agent because I need you guys went for. I know Ian went for a keeper. I went for a keeper too. Now you went Jan Sommer. I went Freddie Woodman. We were linked to him about a year ago, if you guys remember. He spent this season at Liverpool, where he actually got a bit of minutes while both Alisson and Mamardashvili were injured. They do have the option to extend by a year, but there's no indication yet that Liverpool are going to go do that. Alisson looks like he might be staying. They still have Mamardashvili. We could convince him to be. I mean, he could be a number 3 at Liverpool. He could be a number 2 at United, I think. Hand him a 2-year plus a 1-deal option. You get him on a free, and you've got goalkeeper coverage. He's just 29, so he's not super old. And he actually has done pretty well when he's had to come in and play. I wouldn't even have a problem letting him play in like Carrick Cup and whatnot for a hot second and just kind of doing that whatsoever.
Nah.
But I want to get a couple free agents in here, and we do need keepers for depth. If both Bindier and Andre Onono dip out, I want some keepers in the club.
I don't know who that.
I don't speak
know
that
the words
language.
you speak right now.
I can't. It sounds like.
So
when you get tied in tongues.
Not the sexiest pick, but we do need some depth for sure. So if my math is correct, barring the grace period, the wiggle room, I had 6 players at about 135 million going into that. I still have 90 million to work with, and I know what you guys are expecting. You're waiting to hear me say Elliot Anderson, and you're right. I absolutely went with Elliot Anderson. To be fair,
you're getting cold on this.
I did have James Garner on my list for like a week, but Anderson's just been one of the best players in the league this season. He controls midfield. He's a leader, and I'm gonna defend my pricing here in a second. And this came out before all this last news about a rejected bid, so hear me out, all right? I like to think I'm a better director of football than what City had, by the way, anyway. But he's a leader. He controls the midfield. He's another player on the ascendancy. It's just too good of opportunity to pass up. Pep's leaving. City's charge is potentially playing a role in that. Who knows what the future holds for City? Who knows what the future holds for Anderson after the World Cup? Was it Pep that was the allure? Was it City that was the allure? Was it just making a step up? Forest reportedly are holding out for like 120 million. There were reports coming out today, I think, that they just like literally while we were live that maybe they had rejected like 105 million offer. Reportedly, the 120 million is too high for anyone, even Man City. Again, I pride myself on salesmanship. I pride myself on that sort of dynamic. I could sell ice to an Eskimo. Let's just put it that way. I don't need to pitch Forrest. I need to pitch Anderson. That's what I think is the important thing to remember. I'd start by getting Anderson signed, pitch him the armband in a year or two, showing the sort of love that our fans have for players like Casemiro. Have him watch Casemiro's send-off, just as if he has any need of convincing, versus like what City did for Silva or whatever. Like, completely different what these guys do. And tell him he'll get to play to his strengths at United. He won't just have to go play under Maresca, right? And then close your eyes. Everyone close your eyes right now and think about this, right? Picture this. While Anderson is sitting down with our recruitment team, mulling it over, say to him, don't just take our word for it, Elliot. Take his word for it. Open your eyes. You have
Uncle
Brian Robson
Brian.
walk into the room with a number 7 shirt with Anderson on the back of it, and it's the job's done, right? What else do you need to do? Again, you don't have to pitch Forrest. You
That's
have to
cold,
pitch Anderson,
Sean.
and you get him to force the move.
Oh,
Get him
that's
on board,
awesome.
force the move. I think 90 million plus like 15 million in add-ons would get it done, and it would serve as a major statement of intent from Ineos. I mean, again, I still got wiggle room if you guys want to go higher, but I think you throw in a shit ton of add-ons.
I think it's perfect.
I think your wiggle room gives you your add-ons. That's fine. That's the same. It's the same thing. Because I was going to pull you on the add-ons because you said no. You called me on the add-ons. Trust me, guys. On 2 of my lists, Sean's like, no. But I'll tell you one thing. I think the pricing. I think you're right. I think you could get him for that as long as it doesn't get silly bidding war or Forest don't think they're just Real Madrid. But my question with him is, does he work with Fernandez? Like, are you getting kind of 2 players and both of them can't play with Kobe? And I don't think, well, obviously he's not sitting on the bench at 90 million, so you're using Fernandez as a rotation.
Yes, because we need depth. We've got 4 competitions we're going to be competing. Kobe's still young. Mateus Fernandez is still young. Even you could argue that Anderson's young, but to me, you go into this and Anderson starting, Bruno starting, and you got Mateus Fernandez and Kobe to do a little bit of dirty work, and they rotate with each other. Kobe really, I mean, is he at that age and that level yet where he's guaranteed starting 4 competitions week in, week out? The biggest problem we have is when we have a player who's injured or something and we drop off and we don't have any depth. Casemiro misses a game, Ugarte or Mount are in there. If Kobe misses a game, I want to be able to say Fernandez here, or if vice versa. And even if Anderson is injured, you can bring in Mateus Fernandez and play him next to Kobe as well. That's the kind of depth we need to get to. We just don't have it. And so, but I think the opportunity is there to do it. I mean, I got 6 players and I've saved 7th for Anderson, dropping 100 million on him. I don't have a problem with that whatsoever. And again, like I said, you don't have to pitch Forrest as much as you need to pitch Anderson. It's getting the players to buy in, and then that does half the job for you, because now they're not listening to other offers. They might force that move a little bit. I'm not saying that that's going to automatically make it one price or another, but that is a way to help your case. With a bit of salesmanship, a bit of good rapport, a bit of actual negotiation. We don't have to pay as much as I think we have paid over the last several years. It just needs to be better at it. So that's my pitch for Elliot Anderson. Again, there's wiggle room if you guys want to go ahead and throw out the wiggle room card. Anyone who wants to throw down that flag, it's your call. But I did cheat a little bit by bringing in the AI Brian Robbo, but I'm not even going to apologize for it because it's all part of my
shameless plug-in.
It's all part of my pitch. Can you imagine, and to be fair, I've said this many times, you have Brian Robson come in and bring him the number 7 shirt with Anderson on the back of it. I've said that. I've been saying that for months now. That's what we need to do. That's how you get him on board. What heritage, what players like that did they have at City that you could bring in? Nobody. They don't have anybody. So, odds and ends for me. Again, I did sort of factor in Ederson when we went to my midfield. I nearly opted, like I said, for Urenki, but I changed it. I ultimately decided for other depth instead of that to just kind of trust the kids a little bit in midfield. We've got 4 players that I think I'd like to see more of in preseason. We've got Jacob Devaney, Jack Fletcher, Jim Thwaite, and Jack Morehouse. I want to see them heavy in preseason. I want to see who can maybe rotate for domestic cups. Let them see what they're about. Maybe they can get 8, 9, 10 opportunities next season. If not, it's a shop window or a permanent sale or a loan back to the academy.
Absolutely,
these guys.
You could even say Kroenke in that, Goodwill in that as well for the pre-season, especially. He needs a shout. He needs to go.
Yeah. So those are my picks, my main first team picks. You all can let me know what you think. Danny's a fan of the Brian Robson picture.
Oh yeah.
So I got
it's always a good day when Robbo's there.
Maxence Lacroix, Julian Brandt, Joaquin Sayce, Troy Parrott, Freddie Woodman, and Elliot Anderson is my marquee signing. That's my, I mean, and it's exactly 225 million, give or take a little bit of whatever wiggle room you might need. I don't include add-ons in the wiggle room, mostly because if you're paying the add-ons, that means we've won stuff, so no one's going to care at that point.
Exactly.
I'm going to take this off. So what are you guys' thoughts? You guys hit me.
I like it. I think you like we've all done. You've used a good mix of experience, youth, some free agents. You've covered the positions we need covering. You know, it's saying that we've all allowed. Yeah, exactly. The balance. It's little bits and pieces, but you've made strides in our squad that we need to make. Well done.
Dylan, you have any rebuttals? You good?
Yeah, very, very well. Both of you guys had good squad depth just from that, and I'll admit the showmanship with the Anderson at the end was it's kind of selling me at this point. So
you guys are more than welcome to come up with that and send it to me if you want to. I mean, I can only do what's on my end. So say AI is a beautiful thing. Maybe that actually happened. Maybe I was a fly on the wall. Who knows? Maybe I had, when you and I met Robbo at the airport, Dylan, maybe I had him pose for a photo. Who knows?
Daddy's calling you right on the price. Sure. Yeah. He's calling you inside your budget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, this has all been for all three of us without any sales whatsoever factored into this. We haven't not at all considered the players, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video. You could get upwards of probably 125 million for minimal for all the sales that we expect to make. And so,
absolutely.
Point is,
I mean, did you guys? Sorry, Sean. Did you guys figure in your squad size? Because mine comes out a 29-man squad.
I did
my additions and Edison. That makes 29. So I'm just thinking of the numbers for the Champions League and the amount of games we need to play. I like the depth. I think we've all done depth. But they can't be too different. We've all got roughly the same number of picks. So yeah,
I think we'll probably be about like one off each other because you and I had 7, Sean, and you had 8.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So I think mine brings our center back, to the like a bloated level because all of us put center backs and we've got a lot of center backs. Don't have a problem with that.
We all know that no one's fit, do we? We know that, Sean. We all know.
So
we've all gone for the future as well. We've all looked to passing, like Sean said, we've looked to go past injuries and possibly selling a centre back. Maguire being sold or retiring in another year's time. We've all looked what that's going to look like. You could take 3 centre backs out of our team very easily, and all of a sudden we look stacked. We don't anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, and like Rob says, we need depth.
We do.
100%.
We had literally just the Premier League, if you really want to deep it this season, to worry about, and that helped us. It probably was a big factor, but we're not going to get that next year. So guys like Maguire, even Bruno, we've got to start maybe considering Bruno's minutes management. That's why I like Julian Brandt, for instance. I think that would be something to look at. Danny's calling out with Ederson. Yeah, most of us, again, the Ederson deal was pretty much done after all of our stuff was done, so it is what it is. It's anyone's guess as to just how much investment Ineos are going to put in this summer. They relied heavily on data last summer, which apparently is what drove the attack focus last year. The data, the analysis showed them that goals will move you up the table. You can't say it wasn't
shocking.
Spot on.
Shocking one, that. Yeah. We got the Mercedes guy now.
What?
Yeah, right.
What?
Again, 32 goals or something between the 3 players that we just bought. Pretty good return. So I'm not going to complain about that. Hopefully that same data shows us the importance of our midfield this year. You have to. You're losing Casemiro. Ugarte's got to go. You just have to. Ineos need to be aggressive.
I think the signs are, Sean. Wouldn't you agree? The signs are looking good. That data must be pointing us in the right direction with the players we're seemingly approaching. We've also got that new guy from Mercedes now who's supposed to be like one of the best in the world at doing this job. So
yeah, is that what's his name, Sassoni or some shit like that? I can't remember his name.
Yeah, he was the Mercedes. He's basically came up with the whole system that now F1 use.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think he knows how to use it.
Regardless, Ineos, Wilcox, Barada, they all need to be ambitious. They need to be aggressive. They need to go quickly for their targets. They need to back Michael Carrick and as realistically as possible. They need to put us in the best position they can to help us finish in the top 3 again. I mean, I'd like to see us get to the second or third round minimum of the Champions League, preferably the third round. And that's a lot. It's a big ask since we weren't even in it this season. But I think this all comes down to squad depth. Even what we saw in the league this season, a lot of it came down to squad depth. Lose a couple players, and we struggled, especially in midfield. It was rough for a second there. I mean, we're playing Bruno as a 9 over Xerxes, for instance. What does that tell you about squad depth?
We don't have any. It's about as deep as a paddling pool.
What are you guys' thoughts on the whole overall process? What are you guys' thoughts on the squads and everything? How do you guys feel about doing this?
I mean, I've had a blast. Honestly, I mean, I know you guys did it before, and I've been back and watched. But I mean, I have to say to the chat, these two know, because we've been back and forth in our WhatsApp group for the last 2 weeks, probably since Sean mentioned this. I am an absolute nightmare. I can't leave it. I'm a list after a list after a list. I'm an FM player. This is my wheelhouse. And I've changed it and changed it and changed it. It was at the hospital last night, and I sat there doing that, watching the Wales-Ghana game, BBC iPlayer, because it changed all the way up to this morning when Sean put in final call, and I was like, scribbling it down. But yeah, I've had a blast. Honestly, guys, fantastic. Brilliant show.
Yeah. I always like these types of videos. We get a lot of different ideas come out and what we think's going to happen. It's nice to see different perspectives, because I mean,
definitely.
Your keeper shouts. I was like, yeah, those would be good, especially because we don't want Bayandira and Onana coming back. So,
100.
Yeah, it's going to be a big summer. We're looking forward to seeing what we're going to do. I like that we're moving quickly and everything.
Yes.
Yeah,
I want
that's
one more
huge.
signing before the World Cup comes through. Get Fernandez in here. Come on.
I mean, you go get Troy Parrott. He's not in the World Cup either.
Troy Parrott.
He can all. I mean, you've got Ederson, Mateus Fernandez, Troy Parrott. They're all just full. Can you imagine just finally getting a full preseason? I mean, we didn't get one last summer either because of the freaking World Cup and nonsense.
Can you imagine having, like, say we're going to get 7 players, having 6 of them in for the full preseason at least? I can't remember the last time that's happened. I can't.
Ian, that's like, I hear it, but I'm also so frustrated because it reminds me of like the Lamans Onana situation. Because we can say, can you imagine a keeper who does what Lamans does? Well, yeah, I can imagine it because it's the bare minimum for a keeper.
Go.
Like
He stops the ball from going in the net.
Getting a squad in for preseason is like it seemed revolutionary to us, but I'm like, that should be the bare minimum for
Exactly.
a club.
Yeah.
Like, we shouldn't have to sit here wishing that we could do that and complaining that it doesn't happen. Like,
Yeah.
it's just there's no excuse to not do it.
No, it seems so, like, it should happen. It should be automatic. It should be the norm, not a strange new world for us to investigate.
And there are good players out there. You guys are mentioning. Go ahead, Dill.
Oh, I was just saying. Now, I read something today that we might only get one more signing in before July, just because that's the new fiscal year.
Yeah.
Do you think
Well,
that's going to cause a big, some slowdown in the market, or?
Well, you can get this stuff done, but like I read about, and I think Ornstein mentioned it about Ederson, we're not going to finalize that until July 1st.
Okay.
So
It's the way it looks like it's breaking is that we can spend, even though the rules have changed now, so it's not actually as important. We had such a good financial year leading over that if we could still spend, I mean, we apparently had the money for Semenyo and who was it in January? I've forgotten the other player we were going to sign. Someone up 60 odd million for someone. But
I think it was Encounter Gallagher or something we were looking at.
Oh yeah, something silly. But we didn't do those deals. But that money we apparently had is still there until then. So we can earmark it, like Sean's saying, for Ederson, move over to the next financial year, and it doesn't count spending it then, even if we do it after. So
Well,
yeah, it's brilliant.
It's new rules now. It's a squad cost ratio now. And so instead of you can only lose 105 million or whatever over 3 years, now it's 85% of your revenue can be spent on transfers. And for a club like Manchester United, that is massive. Like I told you, Kieran Maguire, I had messaged him last week and just asked him to kind of explain a couple things. because of all the rumors coming out with 300 million this, 250, and he broke. Like I sent you guys in the chat, like some of the stuff and the funny messages he was saying. He does not like Ineos, by the way.
No.
But he said there's no reason to think we can't spend 250 million. And that's I can, and I told him, I said, like, yeah, we can. I just don't know if we will, because I showed you guys at the beginning of the video, we don't tend to spend more than like 215. That's gross too. We just don't tend to spend a lot of money. We'll see. We need to be ambitious, right? We want to make a push. If we want to give Carrick the best position platform possible to maybe really show what he can do, I think we have to.
Yeah, I think they'll crucify themselves if they don't, because this is the one now. Everyone seems like they're more behind this than any of the last three, and if we don't back him now after what he's achieved, it's nothing but shooting themselves. They've got no one else to blame, no money worries to blame, nothing. They're telling us every day we're getting more money, more money, more money. Then show it. But we've all said we've now got football people in football places.
Yeah.
So it's not just bankers making, or as Danny likes to call them, anchors making decisions. We've got people who understand that if you win on the green stuff, you get more green stuff in the bank.
Yeah.
They go hand in hand.
It's amazing how that works.
I know, stunning, Dylan, isn't it? Stunning.
I think as we all shown tonight, you don't need to break the budget every single time you want a player. If you move quickly, if you look at free agents, if you look at players who are maybe just entering the final year of their contract, if you look at the data, like I showed you, like Joaquin Sayce, for instance, he's almost a like for Lewis Hall. Probably more productive if you look at the numbers too, half the price. Like, that's the kind of stuff I'd like to see us do more often. Salia,
absolutely.
Salia says, guys, we need our useful past players to be helping us with deals like Anderson, and not the ones who run their mouths without logic. Clearly, you missed this little ditty because
yeah, clearly you missed Uncle Brian making an appearance.
You missed my my winning argument here for. This is what you do to get Anderson over.
No, David, stay over there. Beckham wants to say hello, but I'll just keep telling him no.
You pitch. You don't have to pitch Forrest. You have to pitch Anderson. So you guys need to get involved. I'm talking to the chat here with who you think had the best window. Who do you think wore their director football hat with the best kind of grace, the best kind of ambition, aggression, and maybe the best kind of rebuilding of the squad. I'll put a poll up after this. Go check the community page for it, and you guys can go ahead and vote. I'll put photos up there so you guys can see who you're looking at. Well, YouTube is kind of iffy when it comes to showing photos on polls, so I'll see what I can do. If I can put them in a list, I'll try. Problem is, most of us have so many players, I don't know how many characters I'll have to work with.
Sean, what about if you did 3 pictures of our squads and then underneath went A, B, C? Just Dylan's A, you B, me C.
I could just put a post with all 3 photos and just have people leave a comment and see the poll.
No, you have a poll, but just call the poll A, B, C and name each picture, and then that's it. If you think Dylan, you go A. If you think me, you go C.
I will see what YouTube allows me to do. It's all depending on what YouTube lets you do with individual. Because when you choose to put a post, you have to choose if you want to do a poll or an image poll or just a post or whatever. And sometimes it doesn't let you do all of them. So I'll check and see how I can work with it. But I'll do it up there. If I have to put one photo with all of them on there, I can do that as well. It's not a big deal. And I'll just put like A, B, and C on there. Rob says this has been an epic show. I appreciate that, Rob. I think it has been fun. You guys have been very helpful in the chat as well.
It's the chat that makes the show. It's not us.
You see what I'm saying? I've said this for years now since I'm doing the channel. Like, it's not my show. It's the community's show. I just throw the topics out there and let the community run with it. It's really a conversation. Like Dylan, like
honestly. Sorry, Sean. Go.
I was gonna say, this is like you and I chatting at the pub. Like, it's just how I look at the channel. It's just how I look at it.
I expected nothing less from the guys tonight. I expected us to get called out. I expected to get called out a bit more. I was quite happy with just 2.
I won that last one with the Danny Welbeck call-up, by the way.
You won it live. You did not win the poll. Don't try it. Don't even try it. You won it live. You were getting in on the bias on the heartstrings.
He's not having it.
Don't try it. I put up a poll after. You did not win the poll.
Dylan, I know. I lost handily on that one. I lost handily.
gonna thump you, Dylan.
I'm gonna do it.
So yeah, I'll put it up so you guys can get involved. It's gonna be interesting. I can't wait to see who does it. But it is fun to look. You know, as you can see,
yeah.
it's not just us kind of in fantasy land either. Some of these players have been linked. The prices are pretty realistic, and I think these players are gettable. So, you guys,
I think there's a.
Go ahead, Ian.
I think there's a problem sometimes. Like I was thinking, expecting some of the chat to come up with their teams, but I'm thinking that you can't really. There's not enough characters to type it out, and you'd get broken up in other people's messages and just not look right. But
it'd be difficult for sure. You guys in the chat, go get involved in the World Cup Fantasy League. There's a link pinned to the chat itself. You can get involved. Please subscribe when you do. I'd like to show my support for the people who are part of the UVE community. I think I'd much rather kind of be appreciative of that. You guys know how appreciative I am, but there is a big prize for the winner of that this summer, and that's why I asked to go ahead and show your love and get involved in that way as well. The prize is a 26-27 Manchester United home shirt for the winner, straight from the United store to your front door. So that is the prize for the winner of the Fantasy League. It's got a lot of.
You can see Sean's putting himself out here now. He's actually giving money to the.
Yeah, I know. I told you guys I'm breaking my rule.
I can't say it. I can't say it.
I've only done that like once or twice, and that was just to do the museum tour. And that was about it so far. I don't order anything from the website, but for you guys, I will, because I want to make sure that to show my appreciation that you guys get like legitimate, top quality stuff. And so,
absolutely,
I will do it.
I want to speak for the community here and say, thank you, mate.
You guys
that's from everybody because it's because whatever we are together. And we make it together, but that's just going the extra mile to show it's appreciation. We are a group. Don't mess with us because you won't like it. But we stick together, and that is a great prize. And the little competition that the World Cup has now become actually 10 times more interesting. I'm now involved.
Watch a lot of it this year.
Yeah, I bought a sticker book today because I didn't have a chart of when the games were. So I was like, yep, that's coming in.
Well, you're right. It is us against the world. That's why the channel is called what it's called. It is, you want us to. I would love to see the club get back to that mindset of, fortress. It's us against everybody, whether that's the opposition, whether that's rivals, whether that's media, whether that's pundits, whatever it is. And we don't have a problem circling the wagons and letting everybody hate us. We're used to it. We embrace it, and that's how we go into it. Fergie used to do it. Keno used to do it. Robbo used to do it. We do it, and so that's how I think of it.
Absolutely.
You guys, make sure you like, most importantly, make sure you subscribe to the channel too. We are on the road to 4K. Remember, the memberships are the best way to get involved. You guys can get access to the WhatsApp group. You can have a say in scouting reports. I do have one that I'll drop on you Friday that I pre-recorded because you guys know I'm going to be out of town for the next couple of days, so there won't be any live content till probably the weekend. So keep a lookout for that one, you guys. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell to make sure you do it. And please hype a couple of videos on your phone if you get a second. I appreciate that. I'm not a legend, Rob. I appreciate that, man. I'm just a fan, and I'm a fan of you guys. You guys make the channel what it is. At this point, there's very little I have to do. But what are you guys' final thoughts just on everything that we discussed tonight? Any names that surprise you? Anybody that you maybe wish you would have picked? Anybody? Is anybody regretting any picks? Did anybody last minute wish they would have done something different?
Oh, don't. No. I did all the way through last night. All the way through it, I was sitting there and I thought, I changed the list about 3 times. But no, I don't regret taking. Can I say who I took off for I changed this morning?
Yeah, go for it.
I took Sangare out and went for Manzambi instead because of not only the versatility in the player, but his ceiling and the fact that I see him moving later down the line into another position.
Yeah.
So, that's the only thing I would have changed. But apart from that, no.
Dylan, did you make any changes? I can't remember now. Obviously, I was in charge of making the graphics, so I had access to everyone. Nope, we didn't see each other's picks until tonight. So I saw everyone. You guys didn't see.
I changed. I had Jens Peter Haga there, and then I switched it for Jakub Kaminski late. And then I wish I would have remembered Jan Sommer or to add a goalkeeper in there, just to I was like, yeah, it would be good to have there. So Woodville would be a good one too. I'm like, that would have been a good shout just to have on a free, get somebody, because there's like those two on frees would be, either one of them I think would be phenomenal for a number 2.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think the only thing I was slightly scared of, Sean, was that I thought and you chat won't know this, but before we went live, we were all doing our mic test backstage. We were just quickly going over who was going to do what, and I said, if we've got more than one player in common, like say me and Dylan have got 2 and you have only got 1, then it might make some more sense for you to go, because then otherwise me and Dylan are just going over and over the same thing. And Sean said, we've only got 1 in common. And I was like, well, I'm certain that was Matthias Fernandez, because I was pretty sure Sean was going to pick the same left back as me, but he didn't. So that I like.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny how many changes. I had, like I said, I started my midfield started with James Garner as my big signing. I think I had him for like 65 million is what I thought it was going to take. Everton were going to be asking like Iliman and Jai level money for him this summer. But I do think he ticks a lot of boxes as well. But I guess it's like that Sarah Bareilles song, man. Something always brings me back to you. Never takes too long. And I just kept coming back to Elliot Anderson. I had Caleb Urenki in there as well. I did have Lewis Hall in there for a while. But when I pivoted back to Anderson, I had to drop Lewis Hall and for Joaquin Saiz. I didn't have Lacroix in there until like yesterday. Made a change for him, and that change involved dropping Urenki as well. So it is what it is. But you guys have seen it does not take a lot to go strong in the transfer window, and so hopefully United and their best in class football force and the recruitment team can do it up to them. So.
Let's hope so. Let's hope so.
But you guys, obviously, we've extended our appreciation to the chat for getting involved. I know that some of the people in the chat have said it's been an epic show. I do want to one more time just extend my appreciation to you, Dylan, and you, Ian, for taking the time to do the research to put
Anytime, guys.
It is a big ask. I know that everybody's got lives and everybody's got responsibilities and everybody's got obligations, but I do appreciate that. That you guys took in the time. So you guys, everybody in the chat, give Ian and Dylan another round of applause, please, for you guys get one of these. It is.
You're lucky. I nearly went with a whistle one. And they said to the wife, "Where's my suit?" She was like, "Well, no."
Look, it's fun, right? But a lot of us probably do a lot of the reading and whatnot on our own. But again, it's an extra commitment and an extra time, and I always want to make sure I make the time to express my appreciation for that. So big up, you guys! You guys are legends. Everybody in the chat's legends. Appreciate everybody for watching along tonight. Make sure on the way out, you guys hit that like button for me. Please subscribe to the channel.
Smash that
one more time. And again. Sale, United vs. Everybody store, 20% off. Go check it out. There's some products below the video player. Fantasy World Cup, link pinned in the chat. Go check that out as well. Big prize for everyone. Until
definitely
next time.
Join that. Got to get your teams in soon as well, because it's, 8 days, 9 days now? Yeah. 9 days?
I mean, if nothing else, you get bragging rights for beating me. You're probably not going to be that hard.
Also, come on, you're in for a new shirt. Come on, guys.
You do have a chance
hit that subscribe. Join this World Cup thing, and because this is going to get interesting now. Because Rob will know this. I think the number in our group doubled as soon as Sean put the thing up.
As long as you're subscribing and whatnot, it doesn't matter to me. We want to try to get the 4K before the transfer window opens, and I think we can do it.
Oh, absolutely.
So
no, absolutely.
You guys, thank you again. Take it easy. You guys, we'll see you. I won't see you all for a couple days, but you will get a video day after tomorrow. But until next time, you guys, appreciate everybody stopping by. You guys, say goodbye to the lovely chat.
Peace.
How you doing, everybody? Thank you, Sean.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.